What's going on, Joe fans? Mr. 1013 here with a new review. This time we're going to check out G.I. Joe Classified Series figure number 154, Blowtorch. I believe this is his first time in Classified Series form. Or did we get him in the Marauders? No, that's barbecue. I'm tripping. So, so Blowtorch, this has been his first time in here, right? And a great looking figure, a great update. Again, they do a great job with bringing up these figures into modern era times. Looking at the original Blowtorch, there wasn't too much to change other than just muting those colors as usual. Add some black web gear, black gloves, knee pads, and things like that to the character, which was again a great idea. And we're going to get right into the figure. So we're going to get a close-up of them just to take a look at some of these new touches that they add. I remember on the initial review they were just saying they wanted to add the details of these to these canisters or these lids on his vest, on his pads. I guess that's to relieve some air or put some air within his suit so he can be able to breathe and everything. Something along the lines of that. But overall, it looks good. I don't have any complaints as I'm looking at it. I'm looking back and forth. They did a really good job again with just making sure that, and I believe the original figure did have these canisters and stuff on there, but they were all red. You know what I'm saying? So just good that they were able to paint these different colors just so they can so you can have a difference within seeing on the vest. They also added like these wings here or these shoulder pads on here. Everything else looks pretty dead on with the original. Not dead on, but just the upgrade from the original. Articulation wise, we got some pinless joints on here. He does not, unfortunately, have like at the very bottom. He doesn't have like a cut at the. Usually it's like a cut right here where you can twist the calf or the ankle or the boot. But there is no articulation down there at all. It's just the ankle pivot and a rocker. So that's kind of unfortunate. Kind of hinders some of that, those stances, but. We have cuts at the thigh, per usual, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, pivots at the wrists, head articulation, all that good stuff. Does have the ratchet crunch right there. Arms go up pretty well. So yeah, other than the bottom here, he doesn't have any like calf or boot rotation. So there's that. Again, just going back to like the colors and everything. Everything looks really good on them. This, I believe, is pegged on here. So be careful with that. Popping off there. Everything else looks really good on them. Paint app wise. Let's look at his accessories. So Blowtorch, of course, comes with his helmet and mask. So these are pretty clean. So the thing I don't like about the black on yellow, or I should say yellow on black, so let's look at the kind of some overspray right here. And if the paint isn't thick enough or whatnot, you might see some black coming through the yellow. But just some overspray right here on the side, some overspray right here on this side of the mask. On here you have some black paint hitting on the yellow plastic, and then this side is a little bit cleaner than the other side, and then on the front is pretty clean as well. And getting this on top of, well, before we put his mask on, let's get through the rest of these accessories. So we got the tank right here, and this is another example of just like that yellow paint not really being a good addition on top of the black plastic, because you can see some of the black coming through, and then if you try to cover it up too much, it starts getting like this cakey look on the paint. So, hopefully we can get that figured out. It usually happens with like the reds and the yellows, so on top of black paint or on top of black plastic. So, but here's his backpack. He also has the hose. He has two sets of flames. So we got a straight flame here. Nice little gradient, a little bit of translucent plastic there. And we have like a fireball right here. And that goes with his blowtorch, of course. And you should be able to pull that out. So you got the small sitting flame right here, right where the gas is pumping out there. Got a nice little barrier on there. The silver looks really good on here. Those paint apps look good. A little bit of warped on the weapon. It's a pretty solid, thick piece of plastic here, though. But other than that, the gas tank. Now, I wish we could have got the, maybe a red gas tank on here or something like that. But this is kind of true to the original, though. Just having a green plastic blowtorch. And I thought we had a sidearm somewhere, and I don't know where it might be. Opening all this stuff up. If I can't find it. I believe he did. So, and I don't know where on my desk it is at the moment. So let's take a look at the helmet real quick, and let's get him kitted up. So the mask does go over his head, and it's kind of snug. So you have to press this down, and it gets right. So you have to really kind of work it down here. Which is, I mean, it's good because, it just won't fall off. But you really got to get it on there. And once it's on here, it's probably going to stay on here. Because you really work. Because you want to get the glass, you want to be able to see through the goggles. And it's still just a little bit turned. So you can just work with that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is going to plug right in here. And then we can put the helmet on top of everything. So I almost want to say I wish this may have been I wish this may have been maybe one or a complete head swap versus trying to get everything on top of this one head sculpt. What I like that you can do it this way, but just for purposes of just, well, like I said, once it's on there, there you go. It's on there. So we're going to leave Blowtorch with his helmet and his mask on because that's a pain. We're going to throw the backpack on him. Peg hole through the vest, through the back of the vest, right into his back. Let's see if we can get it to work now. Here's another thing. So a little bit of work to get in there. So the peg hole might be smaller than the actual peg on the back of the backpack. So as you can see, I'm pushing this in here, and it's not going in like this. There you go. You had to work it. I guess I had to warm it up. So there it is, and it's kind of nicely flushed. It follows the seam of the back, so that's dope. And then we got the hose right here that goes to the backpack. And yeah, just be careful of this. You got to really smash this in here. And that was going to go on the back of the gun right here. There we go. And then we're just going to have them hold it. So there we got Blowtorch fully kitted up. So let's take a look at the box real quick. We got our standard G.I. Joe classified window boxing. On the side, you got Blowtorch with helmet on, fully equipped with the straight flame coming out. Then on the back, you got him fighting, standing on the mountaintop. I don't know who he's fighting. The fight looked like he's behind him. Maybe he sees somebody coming up. Maybe he's breaking down some bush or something down there. Then we got close up of the head sculpt, tank on the back. His icons here. QR code, and back to the front of the box. And that is pretty much it for Blowtorch. Again, this is his first time in Classified Series form, and they did an amazing job with upgrading him to a modern era and making him fit in this line, as well as keeping his aesthetics from the original figure. And this has been our review of Classified Series figure number 154, Blowtorch. Until the next time, I'll catch you later. Peace.